Sorry, Shalom Rastafari Scenes. Boker Tov Havarim. So, let's show you what's going on here. You see over there, see up in there, there's what appears to be a white pine in those trees. So, I noticed this tree because it looks different than the others. So now I'm asking myself, how did it get there? Because in those woods, and I've been in those woods above on this hillside especially, they're basically on this entire hillside, right? Talking about going up here even for as far as little less than a kilometer up to the tree line. 500 by maybe even 900. Like if you were to go a corridor up here till the tree line, that's about another 100, no, at the maximum 500 meters. And from left to right, something like, what is that? 300 meters or something. I've been in there and I haven't seen another one of those trees. There might be one, actually. No. That's a unique species of tree right there. So now, what we're trying to figure out right now is, where did it come from? How did it get there? So the first thing that came to my mind is that what it is, see down there there's a town. So like right over here there's a town. You can hear the sounds, right? You've got there's a town on this hillside below. And there's houses here. So there's an entire sort of a village below here. Down there's houses, there's a ton of inhabitants. What I actually think happened, and the first thing that went through my mind is, when I was trying to figure out how did that species of tree actually get over there, the first thing I thought was, there's a road right there. It might have been people that had thrown somehow a pine cone or something that they carried with them, but that's impossible. It's not really not very plausible. Although there's a road right next to it. It's only like 10 feet from the road that goes up there. Actually, what must have happened is that birds brought the pine cone seed from down there in the village up here and dropped it there. I think that tree over there was put there, that the seed for it actually came from a bird bringing it up from the village that's here below, because it's off the beaten path. It's not in town, so there's a city, there's an entire there's a town down here and so on. So I think that's how that particular pine cone or tree seed got to that hillside and actually arrived there. I think it was by birds, because it's in close proximity to town where people plant different different species of plants and trees and so on than are the standard indigenous ones. And so I actually think that's what happened. Because it's like, when you go walking, okay, you have this in Europe a lot, where the distance between town, like residential areas, and actual forests are sometimes it's not very far. You just walk to the edge of a village and then it's already the forest. Whereas, let's say in Canada or America or something, you go outside of town And then there's like, and you go further out, and then there's just national forest, and it's just woods, right? So there's a difference in the type of species of trees and such that are sort of normal to that area. And that one actually sticks out, that white pine up there. If I'm correct, it was a white pine, because it's like a silver looking pine. So because that tree is not one of, even here, I'm in the residential area now, and the woods here, there's not one of those trees here. So I really think that white pine got up there because a bird carried a pine cone or a seed or whatever, or just a piece of a pine cone somewhere from this, one of these towns here, and just dropped it up there. Because I think that tree and that seed that started that white pine, or that silver fir or whatever, I think it was a silver pine, or a silver alpine pine or something. I think that it originated in this town and in this village where people do, have yards and do landscaping and change the species and bring, little different trees from the tree farms that are different than the trees that that normally grow in, that normally grow, for example, in the woods, in the natural. Okay, so look, here's an interesting thing. I just see a giant one of the, if I'm correct, of the same actual species. If I'm correct, that is also a silver or a white pine right there. You see that one? You see that tree right there? See that one in the middle? If I'm correct, that's actually also, so this one right here, that's also, it appears to be, it looks like it's a silver pine. See, I think I was just, wow. I think I was correct with my assumption. I think that may be the mother tree to that other one, because it's a lot bigger. It seems to be like something like 20, 30 years, and that other one was like 8. So there's a chance that that's actually how that tree got there, that it was imported. See, because that one's growing in somebody's yard. So now see, what we're thinking is that, like, the tree that we saw, this silver pine, that it actually came from a tree, from a tree farm that someone, or a landscape gardener, put into their garden somewhere. That it was an imported species. Yeah. Yeah, this is, if I'm correct, this is actually, I think it's Doug, what is the name? It's definitely fir, but it's, what's the name? It's like, I think it's actually white fir. It's not Doug fir, but it's alpine fir? I think it's alpine fir. Yeah.